opinion, yeah, but it's based on what is happening, what is available now, and you want to solve that with this latest technology, latest solution available in the market. All right. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so as we know that there are two parts of the audience today. The first one is actually finishing their research methodology course, yeah, meaning you are actually in the process of proposing what you are going to do in your research, in your thesis. Yeah? So you are actually exploring what is available, what's not available, what's the problem that I'm going to solve with ICT, right? And part of you is finishing your thesis, whereby you are completing the prototype, and there's completing the thesis, and to do the presentation of your research work. Okay, so I'm going to cover both, but initially we are going to look into the topic selection and research work, and later we are going to look into how you could strategize to complete your thesis and prototype on time. Okay, so research is detailed study to discover new conclusions. So all the way, people is doing research. Okay, so if we talk about networking, there's a lot of people doing networking research. If you talk about artificial intelligence, there's a lot of people doing research about artificial intelligence. Yeah. So how do you fit into this research area? Yeah. You don't want to reinvent the wheels, meaning you don't want to repeat the other works, other researchers' work. Yeah. For example, if you want to look into the importance, of learning artificial intelligence, you are researching, you want to research about that, but you must really look into the research field. Who are these people that work on the similar things earlier? So look at their research work, and you want to see what are actually they are missing. What is the lack of this research, this research A, research B, research C, because you don't want to repeat the same thing. You don't want to reinvent the wheels, but you want to contribute to a new area where people does not touch it before this. So that is how you're going to discover new conclusions, right? So in doing research, you can have a slightly different scope. You might have different methods of seeing the research, of doing the research, and also you might have a different analysis. Even though you have the same data, but you are doing the different analysis of the data. So conclusion would be the difference. So we could views into this scoping, we could view into this research work, methodology, analysis, so a lot of things. So that's why research is life. It's actually growing and growing. So we are actually contributing to the field because we are tackling only a piece of it, and the other people will expand it until we have a very good conclusions, we have a very good comparisons of ways doing things, and it will actually benefits to the other people because you're doing the research, you're comparing, you're proving how is that method good, how is that components good together. So you are providing insights to other people to use the results of your research. Okay, research is to see what everybody else has seen. Yeah, so everybody else has seen that. Okay, what you want to do, and to think that nobody else has thought, because you want to be different. You want to contribute to the field of ICT, even though it's just a little bit of conclusions, it's a little bit of new method, you are just adding one field, or just adding a little bit of that framework, so that is what research is, because you want to contribute to that nobody else has taught it. So your ways, you're doing your ways. Okay. So I don't want you to, first of all, I don't want you to think that research is very far from you, and then it's very hard. I don't want you to set your mind, thinking that research is something complicated, because you have done research. Research is not new to you. For example, if you have money, you have budget to buy a smartphone or laptop, of course you are going to do a research. You are going to look for a brand. Perhaps you are going to look for the features. For smartphone, of course, you are going to look for what? I think you are an expert in smartphone. So what are the criteria that you are going to look? Okay, so I think we have, okay, any comments? Okay, what are the criteria of smartphone that you want to have with limited budget? Anyone? The storage, definitely. The specs, good price, good storage, meaning we have a big storage, but less price. The RAM, the performance, of course, durability. No one said about the camera. You don't want a good camera? Value for money, right? Yeah. So when you have this specification, so you are going to research which are actually this device. It will fit your requirement. It will fit your budget, right? So that's research. And finally, you are going to decide which one that you are going to buy, where that you are going to buy, which store. If you decided on the model, you can then compare 5 stores. So Antutu store, is it score? Oh, okay. So it's score, not store. So what are the stores that you are going to go and to buy your phone, smartphone, right? So that is actually research. So research is something close to you, that you have done before. Only academic research, you really have to look into a good sources. For example, conferences, for example, journal paper. Newspaper also could be a good source. If, for example, it's the government initiative that enforce on this digital transformation, for example, so that you can use this source to put into the introduction, perhaps the problem statement, to emphasize that this thing is important. So it's giving significant benefits to people. So that is actually the purpose of having a research. Okay. All right. So let's look into what you need when you want to do research. So when you just press the start button, so you are going to look into, oh, where can I start? How? who, what, why. So there's so many questions, yeah, that you could look into. Yeah. So the very first thing that you want to look for is, okay, anyone have the answer for that? For how, what, where, who, which one that we should go first? Anyone? What? What, yeah? So what are the issues that we are going to cover? What are the problem? Okay. So this is it. The first one. Very good. You know already. What is the problem? Yeah. How can we fix this? Yeah. And can we fix this with the ICT way? The one that you have been learning about. Using the website, using the mobile apps, perhaps using a networking, yeah, using all the Industrial Revolution 4, artificial intelligence, the cloud computing, all those augmented reality, virtual reality, yeah, IoT. So all of these things, can it solve the problem? Can it solve the problem that you are facing? Okay, so that is the main thing that you want to see. So how do you look at the problem? Yeah, where do you find this problem? Yeah, because we are actually giving you the opportunity to explore. Yeah, you propose to us, okay, on what are the problems that you want to solve. Okay, so look around you. Okay, do not go to the minister. Do not go to these the leaders. Yeah, but look around you. What is actually missing? Yeah, around you. What is the problem around you? Okay, and if it's due to your interest, it's more better. It's better because you are actually have interest in it. Yeah? So you can find a solution, you can find all the resources, the information. Yeah. So the closer the problem to you is the better. Yeah. Do not go to this the other neighborhood, yeah, try to find a solution for that kind of problem, or looking into a big society to solve that kind of problem. But look into around you, yeah, look into around you, what are these things that I can solve? Yeah, the ICT ways. Yeah, so there might be solutions that's not going to use the ICT. Perhaps if you think that, oh, I need news because I'm not updated with news. Yeah? So what is happening in the world? I don't know what is happening in the world today. I don't know what happening around me every day. What's the solution? You can go to the news online. You can go to the social media, a lot of news, right? Okay, so you fix that with, you go into the social media, you subscribe into newspaper. So what are the things, the solutions that is not available? Perhaps you want to have centralized news hub. For example, you might create this integrated news, yeah, in the mobile apps, in the websites. Yeah? But if the solution is there, what is the weaknesses of the solution? Yeah, how can you improvise the weaknesses of the solution? So there are always, yeah, another sides of solution, yeah, that you can do. Yeah, you can improvise. Yeah? So when you look into the problem, okay, is there any solution? Yes, already a solution. Yeah, but look at the solution. Is the solution is a total solutions, or it's have some weaknesses whereby you can fit in into your solutions? Yeah, all right. So, and doing it the ICT way lah, of course, we want to use the computer, we want to use the phone, we want to use all the industrial revolutions to apply to the problem, so that we can fix the problem. Okay, so for those who are actually trying to explore the topic of research, okay, let's look into how that you going to simplify the process of topic selection. Okay, so how do you simplify the topic selection? The most important thing is to look into the information. Is the information ready? Is the information integrated? Is the information have a good access? Yeah. So information can comes from, okay, anyone can give me where is the source of information? Okay, where you could find information. Doing a research, where is the information? If you don't have information, then you don't have contents, you don't know what is the problem, you don't know how you could solve the problem. So where do you find this information about the topic that you want to do for your research? Oh, very good. Okay, you have these journals, articles, science hub, internet, everywhere. Yes, everywhere. But you must not be in these mountains of articles and it's giving you headache. How do I choose? I have a lot of information. How do I choose? Yeah. So you need to read, go through what's the problem. But if you look around you and you find a problem already, it will narrow down the scope of selecting the topics. For example, if you look into, I think most of these, our country nowadays, we are having problem with drivers. Right. What's the problem with drivers? Car drivers or motorcycle drivers in our country? I believe you are drivers as well. Traffic jam. Okay, usually by expert, depending on certain problem, we're trying to get information. Yes. Okay, so traffic jam is caused by a lot of vehicle. Yeah, a lot of vehicles, transportation in that road. Okay, but you can solve this kind of attitude of drivers, right? By what? If you have a good drivers, good attitude drivers, it will actually lessen the stress of the other drivers. Yeah, because we can see drivers sometimes dangerously drive, and then it will actually give a stress to another drivers. Okay, so how can you contribute in this kind of situation? Use public transportation. Okay, but you still want to be a driver. Okay, so how you can solve the attitude of drivers problem? Anyone? Attitude of drivers. Okay, how do you solve the problem of attitude drivers? Because we have a lot of drivers, we have a lot of transportation. How do you solve that? are you going to okay, I have some comments. Okay, very good. By driving properly, okay, but sometimes they do not realize that they are actually driving dangerously, recklessly. Yeah, make their life better. Okay, so how do you go? Are you going to do that with ICT? Make their life better. All right. Driving properly, yes, but how you are going to educate them? Monitoring system, a lot of monitoring system. Okay, so if you want to educate driver, you need to give information of what is a good driver to all the drivers. So how you going to do that? You might do the awareness program using ICT. For example, a video, a TikTok. Of course, you know how to do a TikTok, right? So create a video of a good drivers, what good drivers is, and how you can help each other to lessen the stress and make, even though we have so many cars, so many transport in the road, but if everyone have a passion, everyone respect each others and work together towards a good attitude in that road, in the car, then we are going to have a lot more of situation, a lot more of scenarios that we could really live in. It will actually make your life easier. Okay, so that's the example of it, right? Okay, so good access of information is important, very important. For example, if you want to, I think we are going to talk about the typical system that student propose. For example, a sales system. You might go to this restaurant nearby your house and look at this system. They have only manual system. They do not have any food ordering system, online food ordering system. So you might want to propose that. Yeah. So good access meaning is near you. Meaning if you want to understand the flow, you can stay at this restaurant and look and observe of how their work, what is the processes, and ask them directly. Yeah, what are the flow of what? Yeah, how you get information more and more, because the more information that you have, the more you could design a good system for them. Okay, so that's why the very first thing that you need to cater is to have a good access of information of what you want to do. Yeah, so make sure it's very nearby you, or if it's far away, but every time you pick up the phone or every time you ask them using WhatsApp or whatsoever telecommunication things, they can attend you very well. But of course, face-to-face interaction is the best. Because you can see and you can digest things a lot more better. Rather if you are actually far away and like what we have today, online session. I don't know who is wake up still pay attention to my speech, to my what I'm going to share with you, or maybe some of you already lay down and doing something else. I don't know, right? So that's the best things, face to face, to make sure your audience is very attached to you. So you have a very direct ways of responding to your audience. So if now I cannot say what is your response. It could be based on the chat only, right? But I'm glad some of you is still with me. You are responding to my questions. That's a good sign of it, right? So that's the thing. Yeah, make sure that you have a good access of information of stakeholders, not only the user but the customer as well. Because if you want to develop a system, say the restaurant online system, you want to ask the customer as well, not only the seller, not only the owner. Yeah. So what are the other stakeholders? For example, it's food delivery people. Yeah. Food Panda, Grab, or whatsoever. Yeah. So that's another stakeholders. Can you reach them, yeah, to get information, because you want to integrate all of this information together in your system. You are going to propose a good system for them. Yeah, it's going to solve their problem of the operational problem, and of course the marketing as well, right? So you must have a good access of these people to get more information, to understand the process, and to embed all of the process into your system. Okay. And after you get all of the system ready, you understand, yeah, and you decided this is the one that I'm going to provide. I'm going to do a research and a prototype of this thing, and finally do it, yeah, propose it to this my lecturer, so that I can have this development of the system and thesis at the end of the day, right? So when you have all of the information, and try to digest, you can solve the problem by ICT. Then you go for next one is actually data collection. Yeah. So in the first time, you might need to digest the information first. So next time, when you want to do data collection, you do it properly. You do it with interview, you do it with the survey, you do it with this focus group. Yeah. So a lot of research methodology. Yeah. So you embed into these ways to do it, how to do it. Yeah. So data collection, and then you decide on the analysis, what kind of analysis that you want to do, the tools that you want to use for your analysis. You design the system, and finally, you visualize what you have, and then design and visualize, and finally you develop the system, right? And then along the way, you have to write your academic research to complete your thesis, report everything that you have done, and present as the prototype, and that's the end of it, right? So, okay. Sorry, moving to the next slide. So I extended on this research, the first one to, okay, in this information, you want to look at what is the problem. Yeah, perhaps the problem is the manual system. You just jot down this order, and then it's difficult for you to compile the order from the WhatsApp. And you have the papers, the papers, jot down the orders, and you have the WhatsApp. So you have to refer to both. It's difficult. But if you have online ordering system, like GrabFood, so just refer to this one only, right? So what, who, who's going to use that, and who's going to interact that? For example, if you decide to go for the online restaurant system, who's going to use the system? Not only the customer, but also the kitchen people, the staff, and also the delivery people. Who's the delivery people? It could be your own people. It could be the other people outside who's doing the delivery only and get the commission on the delivery. Okay, so who are them, and what are their roles, and what are the processes that they involve? Okay, so when it's done, so you're going to take the order first and submit the order to the kitchen, and then when it's ready, Then the delivery people is going to deliver. And how's the payment? Yeah, where is it? Yeah, are you going to do it at the restaurant? All the information or all the transaction at the restaurant and online, or do you have branches? Yeah, and how you are going to do that, deliver that. Yeah, so it will include the introduction, the problem statement, the gap, yeah, the scope and objective. Yeah, so problem first, yeah, and what is the gap? Is something not available. For example, the Grab food, yeah, they might have some solutions, yeah, for the problem, but you don't want that kind of solution, yeah, because you want it to be customized, yeah, and on your own, yeah. So that would be the gap lah, and the scope and the objective. And what are the sources? You can refer to the books, journals, conferences, the expert, the stakeholders, the user, people involved in the processes, and the existing system. Yeah, because when you look into the existing system, you should be able to computerize it. Yeah, we want to automate the process. Yeah, so it's going to be the source for us to understand which one to be computerized. Okay, and then talking about tools, the data collection tools. Sorry for that. You have Google Forms, SurveyMonkey, and analysis tools. You have Microsoft Excel, SPSL, SS, and design tools. You might use the Visio, the Draw.io, and to represent what you have, your analysis. You could also have this graph or charts using Microsoft Excel. And finally, writing academic research is actually to report what you have done, yeah, from the development until the testing, until you want to implement all of this solution, yeah. So you have this IEEE format whereby you have this citation. I think you have all this information already given to you. You have the manual, you have the template, yeah. So it's just to make it yours, yeah. You just have to customize it according to your topic, right? Okay, up until research topic selection. Do you have any question? Any question? Up until now, we are actually halfway already. Okay, no questions? All right. Okay, now we are going to proceed with the example of research project. So there are typical projects. There are non-typical projects. Yeah. So the typical project would be with application. So and also you have these mobile apps. Yeah. So you're familiar with all of this. For example, you also might be working with inventory system, yeah, booking system, the sales system, yeah. So these are the system that we do or learn in a class or program. So I think students are prone to choose something that they have learned in class and try to replicate all of this. Try to replicate all of this to the outside world. Yeah? So you go to the client, to the restaurant, and try to understand their problem and try to propose this kind of system. Okay, so it's called a typical system because as a panel, as a lecturer, as a supervisor, So we already have the inventory system. We have expectation of booking system, sales system, because we are familiar with this kind of system. So if you're not fulfilling the expectation of the panel, the expectation of supervisor, what's going to happen? Anyone? You know what's going to happen? If you do not fulfill the expectations, okay, what's going on? You're going to have less marks than the others. Yeah. So how do you fulfill this kind of expectation? By benchmarking. For example, if you are doing something like Grab Food, something like Grab Car, benchmarking on this system, because this system has been used. Yeah, so they have the complete system, very good proven system. So benchmarking, even though you are doing for the others, so all the features must be there. You could improvise also, looking into their weaknesses, right? So that is how you improvise or fulfill the expectation of the panel, of the supervisors. Yeah. So we are not looking into the complete system, of course, with few weeks, a few months, for one semester, 4 months, we are not expecting you to complete the system. So just do a prototype, but the features must be functioning. Of course, you want you to work with databases, user interfaces, all the design, go on through all the processes of development. If you're working with networking, what are the devices that you're dealing with, and how you monitor all of these things, and how you improvise the setting, the configuration of this thing to make sure it's solving the problem. Because the very ultimate aim of having these projects is solving a problem. So we are going to look into how you could solve the problem in ICT ways. Of course, using the things, the methods, the flows, process that we have taught you in the university. Okay, so I'm going to bring you to the non-typical example. Okay, so I think nowadays we are actually have more and more apps, websites related to communities. So what you could look into if you are looking into non-typical projects, so you could look into the awareness websites, mobile apps, awareness mobile apps. For example, okay, I've been into a flight to perform my Umrah previously. Okay, so I think they have some problem, with this meal selection. So it's not cater for Asia, because in this flight selection, the meal is provided. Only the choice of meal is not given or offered to the passengers until this meal time. So in the meal time, the stewardess will ask the people if they go for the meal A or meal B. But they will have not equal numbers of meal A and meal B. And sometimes, or maybe the meal A is popular rather than meal B, right? So at the end of the day, okay, some of the passenger will not have their meal that they like, or they cannot take the meal because that's the only meal available, and they're not taking the meal because of some restriction, of medical restriction whatsoever lah, right? Okay, so that's the problem. I can see that's the problem. How are you going to solve this kind of problem? It's just a little problem, but you can have this selection. For example, in flight, we don't have any networking. Yeah, so how you are going to have this flight selection? But we can see you will have a TV in front of you, television or kiosk, whatsoever, entertainment in front of you. Okay, perhaps it could be embedded into this kind of electronic entertainment system, for them to ask the passengers to choose, either to choose meal A or meal B in advance, before the meal time, so that they can actually plan. The stewardess can always plan for the preparation of that meal. Right. So that's some example of this problem. And then awareness of the health. Later, I'm going to give you some example. I've worked with cardiovascular research. So I'm going to give you some example on this cardiovascular research. And awareness of a good driver. For example, I've given you the example how you could tackle that, giving the awareness. You could provide a video, you could provide a mobile apps of good awareness. You could provide a game, to be a good driver, how you're going to react to that, give that information, deliver that information to people using ICT. Okay, and then nowadays we are looking into the green environment. Do you know where is the recycle center in your area? Do you know how to recycle things? If you're not aware of that, so most probably the community also is not aware of that. So how do you put this kind of information into something that people can reach? People go and reach and use every day. So you could have website, you could have mobile apps, okay. Same goes to hobbies, we have a lot of hobbies nowadays: cycling, swimming, you could have a community center and have the hobbies, the information centralized, under one devices, whereby you could have everything there. Okay, I'm going to now give example on the video. Can you hear the video?
Not yet, Dr.
You cannot
Susana.
hear.
Yes.
I think I'm going to reshare, because just now I have not sharing the audio. Okay, let me reshare this one. Let's see, where is it? Share the sound. Okay.
Sampai habis dan sebarkan kepada semua, sebab kita perlukan kerjasama ramai pihak.
Can you hear it?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear it clearly.
All right, very good. So I'm going to, to bring you to look into this banjir apps or flood apps. I believe in Indonesia they are saying banjir as well, the flood. Or you have another word for banjir?
Yes, it is banjir.
Banjir as well. All right, very good. Okay, so
it's very fluid.
Sorry?
Jakarta has many flute.
Okay, very good then.
McFly.
All right. Okay, so banjir is something is the disaster, for the community. But if you look into this disaster, the flood, if we have the flood in one area, there will be what we call the helps, from the others. But we don't know. Okay, sometimes we want to provide food, but the other volunteers have already have food. Okay, and if we want to give them the pillow or give them this apa lagi ya, this blanket whatsoever. We don't know if they already have that or not. Yeah. So I think this is one very good community apps, yeah, to really make it transparent. Yeah, the helps given by people, make it transparent to all. Yeah, so it's transparent to the people, the people who have this flood, and the people who are going to help, because it's not only money, but it's also people who's going to help, and what are the items that you are going to include for your helps, and who's going to need that. Okay, so it has all, yeah, from the money. You can see where's the money being spent, yeah, and you can see here who are actually contribute. There are 2,558 people contribute during this time. Of course, this is recorded long time ago. Yeah, I think in 2020, last year or previous years. Yeah, so who request this help? Yeah, and what are the transaction? Yeah, meaning if they have this transaction 77,000 ringgit Malaysia, they have to have the deduction of the transaction. Here we can see. Yeah, so let's have it. What are the features available here?
Sistem yang kita bangunkan, dekat sistem ni kita boleh tengok jumlah yang terkumpul yang telah orang sumbang beramai-ramai oleh 2,558 orang penyumbang. Okey, jadi cara untuk sumbang, just klik je dekat button sumbang tu, boleh masukkan jumlah berapa sumbang. Okey, kemudian kita boleh tengok transaksi yang masuk dan transaksi yang keluar. Sekarang ni, okey, dekat bahagian sini boleh tengok duit masuk. Duit masuk berapa, semua senarai ada dekat sini, tak ada satu pun yang terlepas. Kemudian duit keluar pun kita boleh tengok berapa yang digunakan. So dekat sini pun ada gambar resit. Untuk setiap penggunaan kita nyatakan secara transparent. Itu transaksi. Yang kedua, kepada semua mangsa-mangsa banjir yang berada dekat lokasi yang ada akses internet, boleh masuk dekat sini misirakyat.com/banjir untuk request bantuan. Hari ini ramai orang buat bantuan dan kebanyakan akhirnya membawa benda yang sama berulang-ulang kali sampai barang tersebut rosak, makanan tersebut basi. Jadi dekat sini kita buat request bantuan untuk anda betul-betul inginkan apa yang betul-betul diperlukan untuk baby, untuk wanita, untuk keperluan tidur, kebersihan dan sebagainya. Please minta dekat sini. Sebab duit ada tapi duit tu tak berjalan sebab tak ada orang minta. So please minta dekat sini. Minta dekat sini, kita akan uruskan. Kemudian kepada semua yang minta tu, kita boleh tengok senarai yang memohon dekat sini. Okey, dekat sini ada status request processing, tunggu wakil respon untuk apa yang diperlukan. Kemudian kita boleh tengok yang mana kita dah processing macam ni. Ni status processing, yang ni adalah status working. So status working, kita dah confirm nak beli apa, nak bawa barang apa dekat tempat sana. So semua ni berlaku secara transparent, secara bersistem, secara melibatkan semua kerjasama daripada pelbagai pihak. Okey, itu berkaitan dengan request memohon. Tadi sumbang, lepas tu boleh request permohonan. Lepas tu yang ketiga, joint volunteer. Okey, joint volunteer dekat sini kita perlukan tenaga kerja, kita perlukan orang yang ada kenderaan 4x4, lori atau apa sahaja yang boleh bawa muatan. Sebab benda ni akan jadi konsep dia macam sistem delivery. Ada request, kita sediakan barang-barang, so nak kena bawa masuk, pergi hantar sahaja. Okey, jadi kalau nak join sebagai volunteer, klik sahaja button ni, so kita boleh masukkan nama, nombor telefon, jenis kenderaan dan negeri mana. Okey, bila kita dah key in, so kita akan tengok dekat bawah tu, ni ada orang yang pertama, nama Muhammad Azril Zaril, dia Selangor, dia akan cover dekat Selangor. So dia akan standby sentiasa. Bila kita perlukan, kita akan call, kita akan bagi tahu kita perlukan kenderaan untuk bawa bantuan ke sana. Jadi dia akan standby. Jadi tunggu apa lagi? Masuk.
Okay. Can you understand the video? Do you understand the Bahasa Malaysia?
For me, I can understand it. It's just a
Okay.
little bit different.
All right. Okay. So yeah, and any questions? Somewhat, yes. Okay. So you can see people, yeah, who want to volunteers, you can have or the volunteers inside, you can have the donators, yeah, people who donates money, not only money, but the items. If they want to donate items, it's already include there. And people also can request, if you are actually the flood, you are involved in that flood and you need something, you can just request here. Yeah, because yeah, okay, the project looks so helpful because we don't have something like this to communicate, to integrate. Yeah, so it's transparent to people. This is the things that we want nowadays. We want something like this, right? So if you're looking into your area, so you might thinking, oh, maybe I could develop something like this for my community, right? And it helps. For example, if you are in your community, yeah, you think that these youngsters, like primary school student or higher school students, they don't have like the center, yeah, for them to get a new knowledge. Yeah, so maybe you could propose something like this where people can contribute to the community center. So maybe Ahmad, he want to contribute to teach, primary school students, during the school holiday, or at night, as a tuition. You want to volunteer to be the English teacher. Yeah, so maybe some, yeah, will go for teaching the children for maths. Yeah, so that will be something beneficial to that community, right? So of course, you still need to have the stakeholders. You still need to ask the students what they want, yeah? To ask the parents, yeah, how that they do they need this kind of services, and how their children spend their time, yeah. So these are the things that we can do, we can enhance, and you can also put it into uh, the websites, or you can put it into the apps, yeah, for people to around the world, to use it. Of course, you are targeting to your community lah, of course, right? Okay, that's the first one. All right. Let me close this one. That's okay. Send the Zoom. Don't send. What's happening? Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you.
Okay. Okay, very good then. We'll proceed to the example 2. Okay, some problem with my mouse. Okay. So let's into the example 2, expert system.
Fall detected. Help.
Hello, Dr. Susanna. You are muted.
I'm so sorry. Okay. So let's look into the video. Okay. So what's the video is having is actually the detection system of movement. So it will detect the movement of elders. Yeah, in that house. Yeah. For example, we have our grandmother in the house alone. Yeah, no people around. Yeah. So the detection system. Yeah, there's a lot of devices nowadays. Yeah, that can be as the CCTV or can detect movement. Yeah. So once you have this movement, you are going to provide a voice, voice to ask what is the condition or what is happening to that conditions, or to that people. And people, when the people response, you are going to translate into text, and you are going to, the system is going to translate what is the situation. Yeah, is it a bad situation, good situation? Yeah. So it's, if bad situation, then perhaps the system is going to direct calling the people, yeah, outside the house, and to inform the people, and to make sure that everything is okay. Yeah? So this kind of system also that we need, yeah, nowadays, that you can try to solve this kind of problem. Yeah, of course, you are going to work with devices. So it's the IoT, and you are going to work with expert systems as well. Yeah? So we have a lot of softwares nowadays, softwares of expert system. We have softwares to uh, um, develop the virtual reality. We have a system to develop augmented reality. Yeah? So do not be fear to try to work it out. Yeah, because in university we just gave you the very basic, yeah, of programming skills, of understanding the machine as and how to integrate all the apps. Yeah, but when you look at this kind of situation, it's more to integration with this hardware and software. But it's not very difficult, because the hardware and software will come with the instructions. So you just want to integrate all of this and develop the system that can interact in that kind of situation. Okay. So that's the second example. If you really want to challenge yourself to non-typical systems, yeah, right. So I have another example. So let's look into this example.
Hello, Dr. Susan. I cannot see your share screen video
Oh, okay.
and the sounds also.
And the sound also cannot, yeah. So
Yeah.
I just need to reshare, perhaps, to check this connection. Sorry. Let's reshare in Zoom. Okay, share the screen. Share the sound. Okay, let's have it another time.
어딨어?
I cannot see the video, only the sound.
Ah, cannot see the video. What's happening here? I don't know what's happening. Stop sharing. Okay. So, okay, we try another time. Sharing first. Okay, share the screen with the sound. Okay, another time, yeah? Another round.
Sorry.
Still cannot.
Still cannot, Dr. Suzan, I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's, I think, can you see the screen now?
Yes, I can see your presentation.
Oh, just presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, not sure why it's not working this time. Okay, it's okay then. Okay, the video that I've just shared with you is the augmented reality, whereby this mother have lost her babies, children, a child, I think 5 years back. So the augmented reality tried to rebuild the model of the children in the age of 5. Yeah, so the mother is when she have this augmented reality this device, yeah, she can see her daughters 5 years already, right? So this is actually happening in Korea, whereby they develop this device to help this mother to because this mother is actually having like this very psychiatrist problem lah, the problem with this cannot move on, yeah, with her life because of this losing her child. So some therapists, would propose this kind of things so that it will actually have meet with her child and try to separate with her children with a good memories, so that she can move on with her life, right? So that is some example. Of course, if you want to work with that kind of technology and contents, you will need a lot of time. So 4 months cannot do that, right? But I'll just give some example of what is actually these non-typical projects for the communities to tackle. So if you still want to go for typical project, it's okay, as long as you delivered. But I must say that this non-typical project is more interesting and will challenge you in terms of delivering the ideas, in terms of designing. But if you think it's too challenging for you, then just go for a typical project. Typical topics like in the very first one that I've showed you, right? Okay, so I think we need to we have another example. For example, this is my research project, whereby I've looked into the problem of cardiovascular or heart disease scenario in Malaysia, whereby we have a lot of productive years lose, and then we have this disease is #1 killer in 2018 and remains the first one until now, 2022, and the people is dying from the heart disease daily is around 50 people and it is increasing. So this is by Zainal 2020. So we can see now it's actually critical to understand that the heart disease is something that's very dangerous to people. But when we look into the awareness, there's really a very low awareness of people understanding why this cardiovascular is very dangerous to the health. So my solution is to come out with the mobile apps to give awareness to people on the having a good lifestyle, people to lessen the stress, people to work physically to have a good health, and then to avoid this cardiovascular disease, and we can have a good healthy communities then, right? So that's the problem. And how do we approach to give a solution to that kind of problems, right? Okay, so if you need to research, so if you look into these apps, there are no apps in Bahasa Malaysia related to this awareness. So you can see it here is actually just information, but it's alternative information. It's not medical. So this one also is not really extensive in terms of giving the information, the right information, medical information to the community. So you can have these kind of problems. There are no the appropriate mobile apps. So you are going to propose for that. Okay, and if you can see here, this is about the ladies, securities and sexual harassment. So when you look into this kind of thing, you might be thinking, how do we know that is sexual harassment? So where do we get this kind of information? Is there any centralized information about this? Then if you don't have that kind of centralized information from the agencies and from the communities that integrate together, you can have that kind of system as well, right? Okay, so when you have decided, on the topics, you have already the problem statement, you have some idea of how to solve this kind of problem with ICT. So now you are going to look into how to do it, the method. What are the method that you want to do, how you're going to do it. So coming back to research methodology, you have qualitative, you have this quantitative, and then you have this mixed method. So I believe this one have been covered in your research methodology course. Okay, so when you have the method already, how you are going to collect the data, how you're going to analyze the data, and now how you're going to work with that, you should work with timeline and show progress to your supervisor, right? So for example, you have 4 months to go to develop the system. So work from the very beginning, first month, try to identify what are the tasks and schedule it properly until the submission or the presentation time. So work with the timeline, yeah, and show progress to supervisors, because supervisors is going to give feedback. Yeah, so it's going to improvise what you do, because supervisor is going to guide you towards the correct ways of doing the things. Okay. Right. Okay. So what's next? Okay. After you have the timeline, okay, stick to it. Yeah, so stick to your timeline. Yeah, make sure, yeah, you are actually aligned, yeah, according to your timeline. Yeah, so work as much as possible towards that timeline, because you know that's actually you have to work with the timeline. Yeah, so when you have some problem, as soon as possible, go to your supervisors, go to mentors, go and find a solution for that, so that you can go back to the track. Yeah. Okay, so you need to discipline yourself towards achieving the goal. And for example, you have to have consistent time doing the project. Of course, you are going to have other subjects as well, rather than fully focus on this project. But please allocate time, consistently allocate time for your project. For example, Friday and Thursday, you are going to allocate these 2 days for your project. Yeah, so make sure you have the outcome. You have moved, yeah, towards the goal. Yeah, so eventually you are going to reach the goal then. Okay, so all things are difficult before they get easy. So from time to time, you are going, when you do it more and more frequently and you use it to it, it's going to be easier. So a missing in a research paper, lack of coherent structure. Okay, so even though you are undergraduate students, but if you understand how is the structure of research paper, is going to help you writing, in writing the reports. Lack of a strong thesis statement. For example, why you need this? Is it the only ways of solving this problem? Yeah. So you must, you need to have a strong reason to support how you're going to solve the problem with your way, the ICT way. Lack of research data, of course, we must base on what the other peoples do. So even though you are undergraduates, you must look into the data that have been done, people that have been doing it. Maybe a few, just a few, because for undergraduates, we need to cover a lot of papers, to come into the conclusion. But for you, perhaps 5 to 10 papers. Lack of properly cited resources, because you're using the IEEE, so look into the format of the citation, resources, and how to cite it. Okay, and then finally, spelling and grammar mistakes. So if necessary, go to the ask your friends that is fluent, or use the tools. There's a lot of tools nowadays to correct your spelling and grammar. So finally, consistent, minimize distraction, focus, really focus. But once you are completing the section, reward yourself. You can focus on other things like sport, entertainment. So the major thing that you want to do is completing your research methodology and thesis, or thesis. So change your writing environment, so that you can really focus, spend time with loved ones, do free writing. For if you're thinking of something, just write it quickly, jot down, and later come back to this statement to refine it and to include it in your research. Read some inspiring quotes, set deadline, and keep them, and take a break after completing a project. So I think that would be all from me for this sessions. So I will open this session for question and answer. We actually reached the end of it, right?
Yes.
All right. So okay. If you have time for a little bit of question, Andres, 1 or 2 questions.
Okay, it's okay, Miss.
Okay.
Doc.
All right. Okay. Can we have questions here? Anyone? Any questions? You have any problems now? Or you have difficulties now? Perhaps you can share with me, so maybe I can give my opinion. Anyone? Okay, are you good? Do you think that what I've shared with you benefits you, will benefits you? Okay. I wish you all the best, yeah, for completing your research methodology course, yeah, and your thesis, yeah. So God bless, yeah. May Allah help you and give you the helps, yeah, to complete all of that. Okay, thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Susanna. Before we leave, maybe we should do a photo session.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe Abram Setio will help me to do a photo session. Abram, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, please open your cam.
Yeah. Put smile ya.
Yeah,
Don't
put smile.
cemberut, oke?
Cemberut bahasa Inggrisnya ada loh.
Okay, wait, I will check.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 5 page here to open camera. Okay, page 1, please your good pose. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay,
Smile.
thank you. Page 2, smile. Okay, tahan ya. Page 3. Page 4. Oh, banyak nih ternyata. Page 5. Oke. Page 6. Oke, tahan ya senyumnya ya. Oke. 7. Oh, banyak. Ini. 8. Oke. Thank you everyone. Wait, for the attendance ya.
Thank you, Dr. Susanna, for valuable teaching and explanation of the material. Thank you, students and lecturers, for participating and contributing into the event. I hope you guys healthy and get the benefit from today event. And see you again. Yeah. And don't forget to absence. Yeah.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Susanna.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doctor.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Dankeschön.